on the beat. It's the rundown, everything you need to know. It's the rundown, everything you need for show. It's the rundown, and I ain't even capping on this. Crypto blood covering every topic on this. Welcome to the show, who didn't let me go? Breaking down the facts, there's more you need to know. Crypto politics and culture, always keep it real. Teaching you the truth, showing you how I feel. Staying forward with me, and I break it down with ease. Every single day, bringing expertise. Current events and trends, I analyze with care. Knowledge is the power that we all can share. Yeah, y'all, hit that like button. Share the stream, and join the team. And you already know what the fuck going on. Shout out to my nigga Crypto Blood.
Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
Okay. Ready?
Fucking thing sucks. We'll do it live.
Okay. We'll do it live. We'll do it live, ladies and gentlemen. It's the rundown. Only one thing on the rundown tonight, and that's the Orange Man. Teflon Don. Teflon Don. What's going on? How's everyone doing out there today, this evening? They're starting to get things started here. So we'll get to the live feed in a minute. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Always the best. Hey, thank you, Big Curious Mom. Appreciate it. I've got some of the best supporters in the world for sure. So we're going to have the Maverick Approach come in and join us very soon here. We'll get the rundown from him on all of this. But let's get over to the feed real quick and see what's going on. See what we got.
The members of the escort committee will exit the chamber through the lobby doors.
Okay, now we know who'll be escorting the president into the trade war over tariffs. It's just your everyday American that's paying twice as much for eggs right now and can't even fill up the gas in their car. And then if you talk to federal workers that are getting fired by the day, there's where that fear is coming from.
Kira, we know that uncertainty over the economy and the unease over persistently high prices is what essentially propelled Donald Trump to the White House. It's something that he promised to address on day one. And so many households are hoping and expecting that is a promise he can deliver on. They are seeing those record high prices at the grocery store. They see persistently high costs for day-to-day expenses like rent, and they want to see what can the government do to lower those prices and what can be done on a larger scale to make the cost of living more affordable, whether it's...
All right, so we're still waiting on this show to get started. Again, make sure you guys hit that like button as we get started tonight. Hopefully, I don't know how long this is going to last, but we're going to talk about a couple of things tonight pertaining to this speech. A lot of people saying that Trump is going to announce a mineral deal with Zelensky. We'll see. What are the Democrats going to say then? I just don't understand, bro. Like, they got an uphill battle. They got to change their strategy, the Democrats, man. They got to change their strategy because it ain't working. They're not coming with solutions. They need to come with solutions. Canada, they're just as bad as the Democrats. They're out there doing tariffs on us, but they already have tariffs on us. That's the whole problem. You already have crazy tariffs on the United States already. So why are you adding additional tariffs? All we're going to do is add reciprocal tariffs to the tariffs that you added to us. It just doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't make any sense. Let us get my guy Maverick in here. He just chimed in. What's going on, brother?
What up?
How you doing, man? Doing all right?
I'm good. How you feeling?
You good, man? You ready for this address? I thought it was I thought it was a State of the Union, but it's actually not.
No. So there's a few things going on. So like,
Okay,
one of the things
speak to us.
is that Friday,
Mm-hmm.
which is the crypto summit,
Mm-hmm.
which is happening. I know he made an announcement yesterday. And then what's today? Is it the financial announcement that you're talking about?
Today he's addressing Congress.
Okay.
But it's not the a lot of people thought it was and me included, I thought it was the State of the Union, but it's not. So I don't know. I can't say I remember this type of speech before. I don't know if you have. That's not a formal State of the Union, but he's going and somebody in the chat room help us out if y'all know. But he's addressing the Congress very soon here tonight.
Interesting. It's gonna be interesting. I guess
Yeah.
We'll see what's going on. But yeah, like this is this first couple of months have been very interesting. So
bro, it's only been like 40 days or something.
Yeah.
It seems like it literally seems like if it really truly Maverick seems like about 4 or 5 months worth of like, you know what I mean? This is crazy. Make sure you guys go follow Maverick on X right now. Approach.
I wish I paired my all my stuff from all my socials.
Go ahead. You can I think you can still link it.
No, it says once you go live, I can't do it.
Oh man, are you serious?
Yeah. I was trying to pair it.
Dang, man. I thought we were streaming on both. Okay, so definitely go follow him though, guys. Go follow Mav on IG, on X. He's really famous on IG, but X and YouTube is where his content is real. I like the longer form content, bro. But what I'll do maybe is I'll send you a link to download. You can maybe upload it if you want to. I don't know.
Yeah,
but,
cool. I can do that.
Yeah, we'll do that. So what do you think, man? We're gonna be talking about this Zelensky thing. He kind of shot himself in the foot, didn't he?
He did, man. And he thought he was going to go in there and get his way. The same thing like he was trying to do with the past administration. He was wrong. And, he got up out of there with no bread. And I always, that's the thing. I always tell people this. It's USA, not ATM. And that's what he thought it was. He thought he was going to come in and be an ATM, get the bread, get out. No. Then he had to go overseas to the UK and go get the bread because he's not getting it here anymore.
Well, the UK gave him $2 billion. That's laughable, bro. That's not gonna help.
I mean, they ain't got it like America, obviously. So they could. They did what they could. But
I was on Twitter, man, when I saw he went to what's his name, Stromer, something like that. Man, people in the UK were going crazy, bro. They were so pissed off because evidently they're doing bad over there. They're doing bad over there. It's not good over there for the civilians in the UK. Crime is up, inflation. They got some of the same issues that we do. But like you said, they don't have it like us. They don't have the unlimited money printer. So $2 billion really hurts.
Yeah.
$2 billion really hurts.
Yeah, they're not. I mean, that's gonna run out quick. And I believe I think it was with UK as well. If you can correct me if I'm wrong, or chat, correct me if I'm wrong. I believe I saw something where they did a 100-year deal for the military support with the UK as well. I saw something on that very briefly. Something else.
100-year?
Yeah, let me look it up because they had some other deal that they did. Let me see. It was like some kind of military deal. Let's see. Yeah. So this was UK pledges support for Ukraine with a 100-year pact, and this was in January.
What do you think it is about Ukraine? It's a small country, not even a NATO country. What is it about Ukraine that has got these politicians so enamored, and like, it's very strange to me.
Well, I have some information on what this could be. So, and I'll try to tread lightly because I know we're on, YouTube and whatnot. But I do have friends that have told me, they alluded to how the movement of people could be involved, because I have a friend who works with celebrities. Well, his wife works with celebrities, and I won't say who it is, obviously, but he told me that his wife was working with celebrities and they have some stem cell stuff going on in Ukraine. I'll leave it at that. So it's the movement of people and some other shady stuff going on. That's all I would say. But I digress.
Oh wow, I didn't even know about that. Okay, that's you dropping new knowledge on me tonight on that stem cell research.
Yeah, do your research on that, folks. If you guys don't know about stem cells and everything else, how it's created.
Yes, it's a powerful thing. I watch what is my man's name? I forgot who he's real big in AI and stuff, and he talks about stem cell replacement and stuff. And it's crazy because it's not offered here in the United States. It's not legal. If I'm not mistaken, you can get it outside the States, but here in the States, you can't get stem cell replacements and stuff. And it's enough research, I think over 30 years worth of research on this practice. And it's been proven to, it can't really hurt you. It may not be effective for you, but it can't hurt you from my understanding.
Right.
So, okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, it gets spooky. It gets spooky. That's
John Hill said, "What's up with your boy manipulation?" Well, I guess he means manipulating the markets. I guess is he talking about Trump? We'll have to talk about that because I feel like he did manipulate the markets over the weekend, which is, I'm like, man, we don't need to give the Dems no more ammunition. Thought that was a bad move for him to drop that on Sunday, bro, with a low liquidity environment and having, the Bitcoin shoot up like it did. I don't think that was a good move to do that.
Well, I mean, you got to remember on Sunday, the markets are closed. Now, what does that mean? That means the institutions, they can't get in or get out their positions. What that means is we can. So even Eric Trump tweeted that and saying, hey, being that the markets were closed, it was a chance for retail investors, us, to make some money. So you got to remember, like, the people manipulating, like, who's been doing it way before have been these VCs, these hedge funds and everything else, government, whoever you want to call them. It's definitely not retail. So this is nothing new. So I will say that. Now, in order to, there's going to be some growing pains. And I tell everybody this, there's going to be some growing pains when it comes to this new administration. They shaking stuff up. You got tariffs, got all kind of stuff. It's growing pains. So
it's politically uncomfortable, like what Trump is doing. This is why so many other politicians haven't done it, Maverick, because it's politically almost suicide. And the only person that can get away with it is a person like Donald Trump, in my opinion. We're going to have higher prices, I think, albeit maybe short term, but prices are going to go up. The stock market may, go down. But if you look at it, the stock market, most people, average American ain't in the stock market. So that really doesn't bother them.
Right.
But they are upset about, they're going to be upset about the prices. And it's kind of hard to convey to the average Joe who isn't paying attention to this stuff every day. It's going to be hard to explain to them, hey, you guys spend another 10-15% on top of whatever you're already paying on a monthly basis for your, food and energy and stuff.
True, which is short term. Everybody has to have a long term type of mindset, because Honda just announced that they're going to be making their new series of Honda Civics hybrids.
Yep, I talked about that in my last stream.
in America.
Mm-hmm.
That brings
Excellent.
jobs. That's what we
Yep.
want.
That's
We're
what we
forcing
want.
everybody to play ball. We're losing
But
a lot of trade wars right now.
it's just hard. Again, we're gonna see how, because I haven't seen. I don't know personally, Mav, a president that has attempted this. We're gonna see how adept and how fluid the American citizen is with this, because, like you said, in the short run, in the long run, there are a lot of benefits that he's structurally setting up. You know, I'm in Michigan. I'm in the Motor City. He's benefiting the Motor City and Illinois as well. I already know of a plant that they're reopening in Illinois, and it's called Belvedere. They're reopening that plant because of what Trump is doing with the tariffs on Mexico and stuff.
There you go.
It's happening in real time, bro. It is definitely happening in real time.
Yeah,
John.
I mean, it's needed, you guys. It's needed. Just tell me that the last administration did a good job, and I'll give you and come with receipts, and I'll give you $100,000 because you can't do it.
No, you can't.
Everything that they have done over the last 4 years had destroyed the economy. Like when you're talking about opening up the border and everything else, discovering all this fraud with, you know, US aid, with FEMA, with they're auditing NASA, they're auditing all these government agencies which need to be audited. Why is the Pentagon failing their 7th and 8th audits? Like, I don't even know how many audits they failed, but how is that they're failing and then we get audited when it comes to IRS and everything else? If you're sending a Venmo or a Cash App, they want to know about it. But when you guys fail it, talking about the spending budget and everything else, there's no recourse.
Thank God, bro. I don't know if you heard, but that BOI initiative. Okay, so the previous speaking on Biden, they passed some law where everyone with an LLC needed to go on the FINRA and fill out this like identifications. Yeah. So that's been going back and forth in the courts for the last like 4 or 5 months.
Right.
And everyone was wondering how Trump was going to land on this. And he came out, I think today or yesterday, and said, nope, we're not doing it. Even though it was passed, we're not doing it. It's a tax, and
that's piercing corporate veil. Like when that's why people set up these
entities.
You got to set up these entities to protect yourself. This is why there's a barrier from, you know, the person, the individual, and then, you know, the company. And I was just having it out. Like, people don't understand economics, and I want to break it down to where it's very simple, right? When it comes to, like, people were saying, I read one comment on X, and it was a whole thread, and they actually deleted it, which is funny. I'm actually going to post a video on it. I did a whole video. But they said,
was that the one I responded to your response?
Yeah.
She deleted it.
Deleted it.
Oh man, we got on her head, bro. We got on her head.
Yes.
Oh,
so she deleted it. And she was like, yeah, you know, imagine somebody who went bankrupt 6 times trying to bring back the economy. I'm like, oh, here we go. All right. So you don't understand how bankruptcy works. You don't know there's several types. You don't know that rich people use this all the time to get out of debt and restructure debt and still make money while you're in bankruptcy. Okay, so that's one thing. And he's never personally went bankrupt. That's 2 different things. Going bankrupt in a corporate manner versus personal, it's 2 different things. Now, if he personally went bankrupt, then that's a problem. But he's had hundreds of businesses, successful businesses, and you only went bankrupt 6 times. That's less than 1% of all the businesses you've ever had. Ever.
Here's my thing. That's an old Democrat talking point, right? They tried that when he ran the first time.
Yeah,
I don't want nobody that's filed for bankruptcy. All right, look like Trump is coming in now. So let's get over to this real quick. We'll get back to our conversation in a little bit, guys.
An address to Congress. We later in the presidency, of course, we'll call it the State of the Union, but it's called an address to a joint session of Congress for presidents in their first month or 2, because there hasn't been a lot of time to preside over the Union. Although some would say in these first 44 days, and Lindsay made the point, it has been a dizzying number of actions taken by the president. You have to wonder if that's going to be a defining sort of move for presidents who come after President Trump to act more quickly in these first initial days. It's also a sign But this president has done this before. He fought for re-election. He won the election, both the popular vote and the Electoral College. And Rachel Scott, he got right to work. He picked people who he knew would be loyal to him. He had a plan, and as John Carl said, he campaigned on these issues, and he got to work on them.
Right away, David, and he's faced very little resistance from Republicans, and this is the divide in Washington that we are seeing play out right here inside of this chamber. Of course, you have Republicans that are rushing to greet the president on the aisles. You have Democrats that are staying seated sort of in protest here as he makes his way down. It is remarkable. The last time that the president stood at this podium, he had just been acquitted in his first impeachment trial. Democrats had just begun their 2020 presidential primary. COVID wasn't even at its peak yet in the United States, and here we are. The president now returning here to this House chamber, speaking to this joint session of Congress after surviving 2 attempted assassinations. And yes, this is his Washington with control and the majority in both chambers of Congress. He has moved very quickly in a way that's almost dizzying even to some Republicans. Even they acknowledge that the president moving at lightning speed, David, to get things done.
And Rachel, talk to me about the challenge that the Democrats now face and how to respond to this. I mean, there's no doubt about it. The Republicans are in control. Thin majorities, as I mentioned, in the House and the Senate, but they do control Washington at this point. And this president, at least for the first 44 days, really didn't turn to Congress for much, if at all. These were executive orders and actions. And now comes this address to a joint session, and perhaps he'll try to make the case on things that they need to work together on. But as you pointed out, you're looking around the room, many Democrats aren't even standing.
And that's what I'm looking for tonight, David. Does the president appeal to Democrats from across the aisle to try to suggest something that they could work on together, some sort of bipartisanship? As you mentioned, he moved forward with a slew of executive actions from his very first day inside of the Oval Office. The big question here for Democrats, what exactly can they do? And this is something that they are struggling with internally. They really do not have a coherent message. Democratic leaders will even tell you that they don't have the majorities in either chamber, so much so that they're actually considering whether or not they want to leverage a possible government shutdown in just 10 days and a way to push back against some of the efforts from the Department of Government Efficiency and Elon Musk.
I got to ask you about that, too. This budget resolution they're trying to pass. They're trying to increase the debt ceiling by $4 trillion, bro. That's kind of counterintuitive to Doge. That just pretty much makes Doge irrelevant, doesn't it?
I mean, raising the debt ceiling so the government doesn't shut down. Is that where that's what they're presenting?
Yeah.
The chairman of the Joint Chiefs.
Yeah, they're going to.
I mean, they've done it a lot
trillion.
in the past. I mean, when it comes to the thing is, it's not the deficit is a problem. It's really the spending problem. They're cutting the spending. Even when Trump cut taxes last time, they're saying, "Oh, he's raising the debt ceiling," but he's putting money in their pockets by cutting a lot of taxes.
Chance of USA.
So that raises the debt, but I would rather raise the debt and put money in my pockets versus raising the debt and spending.
We're gonna get to the governor of Canada, my guy Alex. Oh, we're gonna get to him later after this. The governor of Canada is what Trump calls him. All right, let's see what Trump got to say.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It's a great honor. Thank you very much. Speaker Johnson, Vice President Vance, the First Lady of the United States.
Yo, she is orange, bro. Man, y'all silly.
Members of the United States Congress, thank you very much. And to my fellow citizens, America is back.
Yeah. Look at that.
I'm looking for Crockett. Where's she at? Her
6 weeks
ratchetness.
ago, I stood beneath the dome of this Capitol and proclaimed the dawn of the golden age of America. From that moment on, it has been nothing but swift and unrelenting action to usher in the greatest and most successful era in the history of our country. We have accomplished more in 43 days than most administrations accomplished in 4 years or 8 years, and we are just getting started. I return to this chamber tonight to report that America's momentum is back, our spirit is back, our pride is back, our confidence is back, and the American dream is surging bigger and better than ever before. The American dream is unstoppable, and our country is on the verge of a comeback, the likes of which the world has never witnessed and perhaps will never witness again. There's never been anything like it. The presidential election of November 5th was a mandate like has not been seen in many decades. We won all 7 swing states, giving us an electoral college victory of 312 votes.
Can't deny that.
They pushed that on the view. He pointed out the obvious.
Huh?
Stephen A. Smith said that on The View. He was like, it was a mandate. He got all swing states.
And 1 counties in our country.
Oh, here they go, bro. Here go the Dems. They hackling. Oh, this thing got the cane out. He got the pimp cane out.
And 1 counties in our country, 2,700 to 525.
Yo, this on some UK type shit.
Republican. Now, for the first time in modern history, more Americans believe that our country is headed in the right direction than the wrong direction. In fact, it's an astonishing record, 27-point swing, the most ever. Likewise, small business optimism saw its single largest one-month gain ever recorded, a 41-point jump.
Order.
Members are directed to uphold and maintain decorum in the House and to cease any further disruptions. That's your warning.
Yeah, tell Putin
Members are engaging in willful and continuing breach of decorum, and the chair is prepared to direct the Sergeant-at-Arms to restore order to the joint session.
Oh, dirty bastard.
Mr. Green, take your seat. Take your seat, sir. Take your seat. Finding that members continue to engage in willful and concerted disruption of proper decorum, the chair now directs the Sergeant-at-Arms to restore order. Remove this gentleman from the chamber.
Get out of there! Get out of there! Go! Whoa!
What is that, Secret Service?
This is crazy.
This is diabolical, bro. I ain't never seen nothing like this in my life, man. This is ridiculous. Oh my God!
Oh, there she is.
Members are directed to uphold and maintain decorum in the House. Mr. President, you continue.
Thank you. Over the past 6 weeks, I have signed nearly 100 executive orders and taken more than 400 executive actions, a record to restore common sense, safety, optimism, and wealth all across our wonderful land. The people elected me to do the job, and I'm doing it. In fact, it has been stated by many that the first month of our presidency, it's our presidency, is the most successful in the history of our nation. By many. And what makes it even more impressive is that, do you know who number 2 is? George Washington. How about that? How about that? I don't know about that list, but we'll take it. Within hours of taking the oath of office, I declared a national emergency on our southern border, and I deployed the U.S. military and Border Patrol to repel the invasion of our country. And what a job they've done. As a result, illegal border crossings last month were by far the lowest ever recorded, ever.
It's fraud. It's straight fraud. That by itself should let you know that the last election was a fraud.
Not to come. Much easier that way. In comparison, under Joe Biden, the worst president in American history, there were hundreds of thousands of illegal crossings a month, and virtually all of them, including murderers, drug dealers, gang members, and people from mental institutions and insane asylums, were released into our country. Who would want to do that? This is my 5th such speech to Congress. And once again, I look at the Democrats in front of me, and I realize there is absolutely nothing I can say to make them happy or to make them stand or smile or applaud. Nothing I can do. I could find a cure to the most devastating disease, a disease that would wipe out entire nations, or announce the answers to the greatest economy in history, or the stoppage of crime to the lowest levels ever recorded. And these people sitting right here will not clap, will not stand, and certainly will not cheer for these astronomical achievements.
Oh my God! Y'all gotta come with something better than that.
5 times
that's
I've been
rudimentary,
up here.
man. That's so dumb.
It's very sad, and it just shouldn't be this way. So Democrats sitting before me, for just this one night, why not join us in celebrating so many incredible wins for America? For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
Do Republicans act like this, bro?
No.
I don't never see them act like this.
They don't.
That's strange,
Every day my
bro.
administration is fighting to deliver the change America needs to bring a future that America deserves, and we're doing it. This is a time for big dreams and bold action. Upon taking office, I imposed an immediate freeze on all federal hiring, a freeze on all new federal regulations, and a freeze on all foreign aid. I terminated the ridiculous Green New Scam. I withdrew from the unfair Paris Climate Accord, which was costing us trillions of dollars.
Wow.
That other countries were not paying. I withdrew from the corrupt World Health Organization.
And go ahead and say it.
And
I want you to
also
say it.
withdrew from the anti-American UN Human Rights Council.
Are you going to withdraw from NATO? Can we get a NATO withdrawal?
Biden's environmental restrictions that were making our country far less safe and totally unaffordable. And importantly, we ended the last administration's insane electric vehicle mandate, saving our auto workers and companies from economic destruction.
All true.
To unshackle our economy, I have directed that for every one new regulation, 10 old regulations must be eliminated, just like I did in my very successful...
Damn, bro. In his first term, he did for every one you pass, you got to eliminate 2 or 3. Now he's doing 10. That's great.
In that first term, we set records on ending unnecessary rules and regulations like no other president had done before. We ordered all federal workers to return to the office. They will either show up for work in person or be removed from their job.
That's exactly what it is. Oh, Lord. They holding up the church fans with the funeral home on the back of it. Man.
We've ended weaponized government where, as an example, a sitting president is allowed to viciously prosecute his political opponent, like me. How did that work out? Not too good. Not too good.
Look at bald-head scallywag up there.
And I have stopped all government censorship and brought back free speech in America.
These guys are characters, bro.
The popcorn.
And 2 days ago, I signed an order making English the official language of the United States of America.
Kind of crazy. It wasn't before. Which is kind of crazy that it wasn't before.
Very, very crazy.
Mexico, the Gulf of America.
There we go, baby. There we go, baby. Let's go. Let's go.
And likewise, I renamed for a great president, William McKinley, Mount McKinley again. Beautiful Alaska. We love Alaska. We've ended the tyranny of so-called diversity, equity, and inclusion policies all across the entire federal government and indeed the private sector and our military. And our country will be woke no longer. We believe that whether you are a doctor, an accountant, a lawyer, or an air traffic controller, you should be hired and promoted based on skill and competence, not race or gender. Very important. You should be hired based on merit. And the Supreme Court, in a brave and very powerful decision, has allowed us to do so. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. We have removed the poison of critical race theory from our public schools, and I signed an order making it the official policy of the United States government that there are only two genders, male and female.
No shit, Sherlock. Didn't know that.
We were going down a dark road.
Bro, the fact of the matter that we even had to do that, bro, lets you know we were way off the plantation. We were gone, bro.
I also signed an executive order to ban men from playing in women's sports.
All common sense.
Three years ago, Peyton McNabb was an all-star high school athlete, one of the best, preparing for a future in college sports. But when her girls' volleyball match was invaded by a male, he smashed the ball so hard in Peyton's face, causing traumatic brain injury, partially paralyzing her right side, and ending her athletic career. It was a shot like she's never seen before. She's never seen anything like it.
Wow.
Peyton is here tonight in the gallery, and Peyton, from now on, schools will kick the men off the girls' team, or they will lose all federal funding.
I did a story on that. I remember that.
You remember that?
I remember that. I did a video on that. It's crazy.
Wow, I didn't know that, bro. That's so sad.
Yep.
And if you really want to see numbers, just take a look at what happened in the women's boxing, weightlifting, track and field, swimming, or cycling, where a male recently finished a long-distance race 5 hours and 14 minutes ahead of a woman for a new record by 5 hours. Broke the record by 5 hours. God. It's demeaning for women, and it's very bad for our country. We're not going to put up with it any longer.
It's crazy.
Oh, Pelosi.
What I have just described is only a small fraction of the common sense revolution that is now, because of us, sweeping the entire world. Common sense has become a common theme, and we will never go back. Never. Never going to let that happen. Among my very highest priorities is to rescue our economy and get dramatic and
we're going to get to this, John Curry.
To working families. As you know,
got a
we
video
inherited from the last administration an economic catastrophe and an inflation nightmare. Their policies drove up energy prices, pushed up grocery costs, and drove the necessities of life out of reach for millions and millions of Americans. They've never had anything like it. We suffered the worst inflation in 48 years, but perhaps even in the history of our country. They're not sure. As president, I'm fighting every day to reverse this damage and make America affordable again. Joe Biden especially let the price of eggs get out of control. The egg price is out of control, and we're working hard to get it back down. Secretary, do a good job on that. You inherited a total mess from the previous administration. Do a good job. A major focus of our fight to defeat inflation is rapidly reducing the cost of energy. The previous administration cut the number of new oil and gas leases by 95%, slowed pipeline construction to a halt, and closed more than 100 power plants. We are opening up many of those.
She's an NPC.
Right now.
that's what she is. An NPC.
And frankly, we have never seen anything like it. That's why on my first day in office, I declared a national energy emergency. As you've heard me say many times, we have more liquid gold under our feet than any nation on earth, and by far. And now I fully authorize the most talented team ever assembled to go and get it. It's called Drill, Baby, Drill. My administration is also working on a gigantic natural gas pipeline in Alaska, among the largest in the world, where Japan, South Korea, and other nations want to be our partner with investments of trillions of dollars each. There's never been anything like that one. It will be truly spectacular. It's all set to go. The permitting is gotten. And later this week, I will also take historic action to dramatically expand production of critical minerals and rare earths here in the USA. To further combat inflation, we will not only be reducing the cost of energy, but will be ending the flagrant waste of taxpayer dollars. And to that end, I have created the brand new Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE. Perhaps you've heard of it.
Look at Elon.
Which is headed by Elon Musk, who is in the gallery tonight.
The ketamine king. The ketamine king himself. Ah, look at Elizabeth Warren. She won't even look up, bro.
Thank you, Elon. He's working very hard. He didn't need this. He didn't need this. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Everybody here, even this side, appreciates it, I believe. They just don't want to admit that. Just listen to some of the appalling waste we have already identified. $22 billion from HHS to provide free housing and cars for illegal aliens. $45 million for diversity, equity, and inclusion scholarships in Burma. $40 million to improve the social and economic inclusion of sedentary migrants. Nobody knows what that is. $8 million to promote LGBTQI+ in the African nation of Lesotho, which nobody has ever heard of. $60 million for indigenous peoples and Afro-Colombian empowerment in Central America. $60 million. $8 million for making mice transgender.
Oh my God.
This is real. $32 million for a left-wing propaganda operation in Moldova. $10 million for male circumcision in Mozambique. $20 million for the Arab Sesame Street in the Middle East. It's a program. $20 million for a program. $1.9 billion to recently created Decarbonization of Homes Committee, headed up, and we know she's involved. Just at the last moment, the money was passed over by a woman named
in Georgia,
Stacey Abrams.
Yep.
Have you ever heard of her?
Man, that's a whole show right there, bro.
$3.5 million consulting contract for lavish fish monitoring. $1.5 million for voter confidence in Liberia. $14 million for social cohesion in Mali. $59 million for illegal alien hotel rooms in New York City.
Yep. We clawed that back.
He's a real estate developer. He's done very well. $250,000 to increase vegan local climate action innovation in Zambia. $42 million for social and behavior change in Uganda. $14 million for improving public procurement in Serbia. $47 million for improving learning outcomes in Asia. Asia's doing very well with learning.
Yeah.
You know what we're doing. We should use it ourselves. And $101 million for DEI contracts at the Department of Education. The most ever paid, nothing even like it. Under the Trump administration, all of these scams, and they're far worse, but I didn't think it was appropriate to talk about them. They're so bad. Many more have been found out and exposed and swiftly terminated by a group of very intelligent, mostly young people, headed up by Elon, and we appreciate it. We found hundreds of billions of dollars of fraud. And we've taken back the money and reduced our debt to fight inflation and other things. Taking back a lot of that money. We got it just in time. This is just the beginning. The Government Accountability Office, a federal government office, has estimated annual fraud of over $500 billion in our nation, and we are working very hard to stop it. We're going to. We're also identifying shocking levels of incompetence and probable fraud in the Social Security program for our seniors, and that our seniors and people that we love rely on. Believe it or not, government databases list 4.7 million Social Security members from people aged 100 to 109 years old. It lists 3.6 million people from ages 110 to 119. I don't know any of them. I know some people that are rather elderly, but not quite that elderly. 3.47 million people from ages 120 to 129. 3.9 million people from ages 130 to 139.
We dealing with Ananuki.
3.5 million people
civilization
from ages 140 to 149. And money is being paid to many of them.
Oh, they are.
And we're searching right now. In fact, Pam, good luck. Good luck. You're going to find it. But a lot of money is paid out to people.
You know, at first they didn't know if they were getting
paid and paid, and nobody does. And it really hurts Social Security and hurts our country. 1.3 million people from ages 150 to 159, and over 130,000 people, according to the Social Security databases, are age over 160 years old. We have a healthier country than I thought, Bobby.
Boy, this man is a comedian, boy. He is a comedian.
Including, to finish, 1,039 people between the ages of 220 and 229 one person between the age of 240 and 249.
And the icing on the cake?
And one person is listed at 360 years of age. More than 100
older than the country.
More than 100 years older than our country. But we're going to find out where that money's going. And it's not going to be pretty. By slashing all of the fraud, waste, and theft we can find, we will defeat inflation, bring down mortgage rates, lower car payments and grocery prices, protect our seniors, and put more money in the pockets of American families. And today, interest rates took a beautiful drop, big, beautiful drop. It's about time. And in the near future, I want to do what has not been done in 24 years, balance the federal budget. We're going to balance it.
Bro, if he balanced the budget, he's the GOAT. He's the GOAT if he balanced the budget. And what are the Dems going to say then?
Nothing. What can they say?
With that goal in mind, we have developed in great detail what we are calling the Gold Card, which goes on sale very, very soon. For $5 million, we will allow the most successful job-creating people from all over the world to buy a path to U.S. citizenship. It's like the green card, but better and more sophisticated. And these people will have to pay tax in our country. They won't have to pay tax from where they came. The money that they've made, you wouldn't want to do that, but they have to pay tax, create jobs. They'll also be taking people out of colleges and paying for them so that we can keep them in our country instead of having them being forced out. Number one, at the top school, as an example, being forced out and not being allowed to stay and create tremendous numbers of jobs and great success for a company out there. So while we take out the criminals, killers, traffickers, and child predators who are allowed to enter our country under the open border policy of these people, the Democrats, the Biden administration, the open border insane policies that you've allowed to destroy our country. We will now bring in brilliant, hardworking, job-creating people. They're going to pay a lot of money, and we're going to reduce our debt with that money. Americans have given us a mandate for bold and profound change. For nearly 100 years, the federal bureaucracy has grown until it has crushed our freedoms, ballooned our deficits, and held back America's potential in every possible way. The nation founded by pioneers and risk-takers now drowns under millions and millions of pages of regulations and debt. Approvals that should take 10 days to get instead take 10 years, 15 years, and even 20 years before you're rejected. Meanwhile, we have hundreds of thousands of federal workers who have not been showing up to work. My administration will reclaim power from this unaccountable bureaucracy, and we will restore true democracy to America again. Any federal bureaucrat who resists this change will be removed from office immediately. Because we are draining the swamp. It's very simple. And the days of rule by unelected bureaucrats are over. And the next phase of our plan to deliver the greatest economy in history is for this Congress to pass tax cuts for everybody. They're in there. They're waiting for you to vote. And I'm sure that the people on my right, I don't mean the Republican right, but my right here, I'm sure you're going to vote for those tax cuts, because otherwise I don't believe the people will ever vote you into office. So I'm doing you a big favor by telling you that. But I know this group is going to be voting for the tax cuts. Thank you. It's a very, very big part of our plan. We had tremendous success in our first term with it. A very big part of our plan. We're seeking permanent income tax cuts all across the board. And to get urgently needed relief to Americans hit especially hard by inflation, I'm calling for no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and no tax on Social Security benefits for our great seniors.
You had to turn around for that one.
And I also want to make interest payments on car loans tax deductible, but only if the car is made in America.
Oh, wow. That's creative.
And by the way, we're going to have growth in the auto industry like nobody's ever seen. Plants are opening up all over the place. Deals are being made. Never seen. That's a combination of the election win and tariffs. It's a beautiful word, isn't it? That, along with our other policies, will allow our auto industry to absolutely boom. It's going to boom. Spoke to the majors today, all three, the top people, and they're so excited. In fact, already numerous car companies have announced that they will be building massive automobile plants in America, with Honda just announcing a new plant in Indiana, one of the largest anywhere in the world. And this has taken place since our great victory on November 5th, a date which will hopefully go down as one of the most important in the history of our country. In addition, as part of our tax cuts, we want to cut taxes on domestic production and all manufacturing. And just as we did before, we will provide 100% expensing. It will be retroactive to January 20th, 2025. And it was one of the main reasons why our tax cuts were so successful in our first term, giving us the most successful economy in the history of our country. First term. We had a great first term. If you don't make your product in America, however, under the Trump administration, you will pay a tariff, and in some cases, a rather large one. Other countries have used tariffs against us for decades, and now it's our turn to start using them against those other countries. On average, the European Union, China, Brazil, India, Mexico, and Canada, have you heard of them? And countless other nations charge us tremendously higher tariffs than we charge them. It's very unfair. India charges us auto tariffs higher than 100%. China's average tariff on our products is twice what we charge them. And South Korea's average tariff is 4 times higher. Think of that, 4 times higher. And we give so much help militarily and in so many other ways to South Korea, but that's what happens. This is happening by friend and foe. This system is not fair to the United States and never was, and so on April 2nd, I wanted to make it April 1st, but I didn't want to be accused of April Fool's Day. That's not, just one day cost us a lot of money. But we're going to do it in April. I'm a very superstitious person. April 2nd, reciprocal tariffs kick in. And whatever they tariff us, other countries, we will tariff them. That's reciprocal, back and forth. Whatever they tax us,
That's genius idea. Genius idea.
If they do non-monetary tariffs to keep us out of their market, then we will do non-monetary barriers to keep them out of our market. There's a lot of that, too. They don't even allow us in their market.
Wow.
We will take in trillions and trillions of dollars and create jobs like we have never seen before. I did it with China, and I did it with others, and the Biden administration couldn't do anything about it because there was so much money they couldn't do anything about it. We have been ripped off for decades by nearly every country on earth, and we will not let that happen any longer. Much has been said over the last 3 months about Mexico and Canada, but we have very large deficits with both of them. But even more importantly, they've allowed fentanyl to come into our country at levels never seen before, killing hundreds of thousands of our citizens and many very young, beautiful people, destroying families. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. They are, in effect, receiving subsidies of hundreds of billions of dollars. We pay subsidies to Canada and to Mexico of hundreds of billions of dollars, and the United States will not be doing that any longer. We're not going to do it any longer. Thanks to our America First policies we're putting into place, we have had $1.7 trillion of new investment in America in just the past few weeks. The combination of the election and our economic policies that people of SoftBank, one of the most brilliant anywhere in the world, announced a $200 billion investment. OpenAI and Oracle, Larry Ellison, announced $500 billion investment, which they wouldn't have done if Kamala had won. Apple announced $500 billion investment. Tim Cook called me.
That's major.
He said, I
That's
cannot
major.
spend it fast enough. It's going to be much higher than that, I believe. They'll be building their plants here instead of in China. And just yesterday, Taiwan Semiconductor, the biggest in the world, most powerful in the world, has a tremendous amount, 97% of the market, announced a $165 billion investment to build the most powerful chips on earth right here in the USA.
Good move. Good move.
Yes, sir.
And we're not giving them any money. Your CHIPS Act is a horrible, horrible thing. We give hundreds of billions of dollars, and it doesn't mean a thing. They take our money and they don't spend it. All that meant to them, we're giving them no money. All that was important to them was they didn't want to pay the tariffs, so they came and they're building, and many other companies are coming. We don't have to give them money. We just want to protect our businesses and our people, and they will come because they won't have to pay tariffs if they build in America. So it's very amazing. You should get rid of the CHIP Act, and whatever's left over, Mr. Speaker, you should use it to reduce debt or any other reason you want to. Our new trade policy will also be great for the American farmer. I love the farmer. Who will now be selling into our home market, the USA, because nobody is going to be able to compete with you. Because there's goods that come in from other countries and companies. They're really in a bad position in so many different ways. They're uninspected. They may be very dirty and disgusting, and they come in and they pour in, and they hurt our American farmers. The tariffs will go on agricultural product coming into America, and our farmers starting on April 2nd.
We got a lot of products that come in from
a little bit of
out
an
of
adjustment period.
Overseas, man.
We had that before when I made the deal with China, $50 billion of purchases, and I said, just bear with me, and they did. They did. Probably have to bear with me again, and this will be even better. That was great. The problem with it was that Biden didn't enforce it. He didn't enforce it. $50 billion of purchases, and we were doing great, but Biden did not enforce it, and it hurt our farmers. But our farmers are going to have a field day right now. So to our farmers, have a lot of fun. I love you too. I love you too. It's all going to happen. And I have also imposed a 25% tariff on foreign aluminum, copper, lumber, and steel, because if we don't have, as an example, steel and lots of other things, we don't have a military, and frankly, we just won't have a country very long. Here today is a proud American steelworker, fantastic person from Decatur, Alabama, Jeff Denard. Has been working at the same steel plant for 27 years in a job that has allowed him
who's
to
my
serve
man with the
as
do-rag
captain
on, though?
of the local volunteer fire department, raised 7 children with his beautiful wife, Nicole, and over the years provide a loving home for more than 40 foster children.
Yo!
So great, Jeff.
My man came to the view.
Yo, who is that? Yo,
My God. Wait a minute, dog.
we gotta make a meme coin about him. That's a meme.
Got to,
Do-rag.
bro. This nigga came to the State of the Union with a do-rag.
Stories like Jeff's remind us that tariffs are not just about protecting American jobs. They're about protecting the soul of our country. Tariffs are about making America rich again and making America great again, and it's happening, and it will happen rather quickly. There'll be a little disturbance, but we're okay with that. It won't be much. No, you're not. Oh. And look where Biden took us. Very low, the lowest we've ever been. Jeff, I want to thank you very much, and I also want to recognize another person who has devoted herself to foster care community. She works so hard on it. A very loving person, our magnificent First Lady of the United States. Melania's work has yielded incredible results, helping prepare our nation's future leaders as they enter the workforce. Our First Lady is joined by 2 impressive young women, very impressive. Haley Ferguson, who benefited from the First Lady's Fostering the Future initiative and is poised to complete her education and become a teacher. And Elliston Berry, who became a victim of an illicit deepfake image produced by a peer. With Elliston's help, the Senate just passed the Take It Down Act, and this is so important. Thank you very much, John. John Thune, thank you. Stand up, John.
I was just talking about that too.
In regards to deepfake?
Yeah, the Take It Down Act. They brought it back.
So what does that entail?
Deepfake. So they just busted up a whole ring of people doing AI deepfake on kids and selling it on a platform.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And once it passes the House,
Are even more likely to worry
signing that bill into law. Thank you. And I'm going to use that bill for myself, too, if you don't mind. Because nobody gets treated worse than I do online. Nobody. That's great. Thank you very much to the Senate. Thank you. But if we truly care about protecting Americans' children, no step is more crucial than securing America's borders. Over the past 4 years, 21 million people poured into the United States. Many of them were murderers, human traffickers.
Just think about that real quick. How many black people are in America? I think we got like 15 million.
No, it's like 40, 50.
Oh, it's 40 now? Okay. So half the amount of black people population poured in 4 years. That's crazy.
Yeah.
African Americans, I should say.
And I want to thank Tom Homan and Christy. I want to thank you and Paul of Border Patrol. I want to thank you. What a job they've all done. Everybody, Border Patrol, ICE, law enforcement in general is incredible. We have to take care of our law enforcement. Have to. Last year, a brilliant 22-year-old nursing student named Laken Riley, the best in her class, admired by everybody, went out for a jog on the campus of the University of Georgia. That morning, Laken was viciously attacked, assaulted, beaten, brutalized, and horrifically murdered. Laken was stolen from us by a savage illegal alien gang member who was arrested while trespassing across Biden's open southern border and then set loose into the United States under the heartless policies of that failed administration. It was indeed a failed administration. He had then been arrested and released in a Democrat-run sanctuary city, a disaster, before ending the life of this beautiful young angel. With us this evening are Laken's beloved mother, Allison, and her sister, Lauren. Last year, I told Laken's grieving parents that we would ensure their daughter would not have died in vain. That's why the very first bill I signed into law as your 47th president mandates the detention of all dangerous criminal aliens who threaten public safety. It's a very strong, powerful act. It's called the Laken-Riley Act. So Allison and Lauren, America will never, ever forget our beautiful Laken Hope Riley.
That's crazy. And I think he came from New York, right?
I think so.
He came over from New York. He did some crimes. They let him go, and he came down there. And that's
Thank
crazy,
you very much.
Bro. Ridiculous. They don't let black
Since
people get
taking
away with
office,
that
my
shit.
administration has launched the most sweeping border and immigration crackdown in American history, and we quickly achieved the lowest numbers of illegal border crossers ever recorded. Thank you.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, the percentage.
The media and our friends in the Democrat Party kept saying we needed new legislation. We must have legislation to secure the border. But it turned out that all we really needed was a new president. Joe Biden didn't just open our borders, he flew illegal aliens over them to overwhelm our schools, hospitals, and communities throughout the country. Entire towns like Aurora, Colorado, and Springfield, Ohio, buckled under the weight of the migrant occupation and corruption like nobody's ever seen before. Beautiful towns destroyed. Now, just as I promised in my inaugural address, we are achieving the great liberation of America. But there still is much work to be done. Here tonight is a woman I have gotten to know Alexis Nungari from Houston. Wonderful woman. Last June, Alexis's 12-year-old daughter, her precious Jocelyn, walked to a nearby convenience store. She was kidnapped, tied up, assaulted for 2 hours under a bridge, and horrifically murdered. Arrested and charged with this heinous crime are 2 illegal alien monsters from Venezuela, released into America by the last administration through their ridiculous open border. The death of this beautiful 12-year-old girl and the agony of her mother and family touched our entire nation greatly. Alexis, I promised that we would always remember your daughter, your magnificent daughter, and earlier tonight I signed an order keeping my word to you. One thing I have learned about Jocelyn is that she loved animals so much. She loved nature. Across Galveston Bay, from where Jocelyn lived in Houston, you will find a magnificent national wildlife refuge, a pristine, peaceful, 34,000-acre sanctuary for all of God's creatures on the edge of the Gulf of America. Alexis, moments ago, I formally renamed that refuge in loving memory of your beautiful daughter, Jocelyn. So, Mr. Vice President, if you would, may I have the order?
Yo, Trump loves showing them EOs, don't he? He loves showing them executive orders.
Yeah.
3 savages charged with Jocelyn and Lakin's murders were members of the Venezuelan prison gang, the toughest gang, they say, in the world, known as Tren de Aragua. 2 weeks ago, I officially designated this gang, along with MS-13 and the bloodthirsty Mexican drug cartels, as foreign terrorist organizations.
Ooh, that's major right there. That's big. Major, bro.
Big. Come on, y'all.
Because you know, a lot of our black projects, our black budget projects, are funded through drugs. You know?
Yeah.
So
ISIS, and that's not good for them. Countless thousands of these terrorists were welcomed into the U.S. by the Biden administration. But now every last one will be rounded up and forcibly removed from our country, or, if they're too dangerous, put in jails, standing trial in this country, because we don't want them to come back ever. With us this evening is a warrior on the front lines of that battle, Border Patrol Agent Roberto Ortiz. Great guy. In January, Roberto and another agent were patrolling by the Rio Grande near an area known as Cartel Island. Doesn't sound too nice to me. When heavily armed gunmen started shooting at them, Roberto saw that his partner was totally exposed, at great danger, and he leapt into action, returning fire and providing crucial seconds for his fellow agent to seek safety, just barely. I have some of the prints of that event, and it was not good. Agent Ortiz, we salute you for your great courage and for your line of fire that you took, and for the bravery that you showed. We honor you, and we will always honor you. Thank you, Roberto, very much. Thank you, Roberta. And I actually got to know him on my many calls to the border. He's a great, great gentleman. The territory to the immediate south of our border is now dominated entirely by criminal cartels that murder, rape, torture, and exercise total control. They have total control over a whole nation, posing a grave threat to our national security. The cartels are waging war on America, and it's time for America to wage war on the cartels, which we are doing. Five nights ago, Mexican authorities, because of our tariff policies being imposed on them, think of this, handed over to us 29 of the biggest cartel leaders in their country. That has never happened before. They want to make us happy.
That's crazy.
First time ever.
Bro. I heard about that.
But we need Mexico and Canada to do much more than they've done, and they have to stop the fentanyl and drugs pouring into the USA. They're going to stop it. I have sent Congress a detailed funding request laying out exactly how we will eliminate these threats to protect our homeland and complete the largest deportation operation in American history, larger even than current record holder President Dwight D. Eisenhower, a moderate man, but someone who believed very strongly in borders. Americans expect Congress to send me this funding without delay so I can sign it into law. So, Mr. Speaker, John Thune, both of you, I hope you're going to be able to do that, Mr. Speaker. Thank you. Mr. Leader, thank you. Thank you very much. And let's get it to me. I'll sign it so fast, you won't even believe it. And as we reclaim our sovereignty, we must also bring back law and order to our cities and towns. In recent years, our justice system has been turned upside down by radical left lunatics. Many jurisdictions virtually ceased enforcing the law against dangerous repeat offenders while weaponizing law enforcement against political opponents like me. My administration has acted swiftly and decisively to restore fair, equal, and impartial justice under the constitutional rule of law, starting at the FBI and the DOJ. Pam, good luck. Cash, wherever you may be, good luck.
Why you keep saying good luck?
Pam,
you know that shit is a damn near kamikaze mission.
So important. Going to do a great job. Cash.
What's going on with those Epstein files, Pam?
I'm saying.
Thank you, Cash.
Listen. Everybody in the house. All right. New list.
Show that list tonight,
very
Trump.
strong. They're going to do a fantastic job. You're going to be very proud of them. We're also once again giving our police officers the support, protection, and respect they so dearly deserve. They have to get it. They have such a hard, dangerous job, but we're going to make it less dangerous. The problem is the bad guys don't respect the law, but they're starting to respect it, and they soon will respect it. This also includes our great fire departments throughout the country. Our firemen and women are unbelievable people, and we'll never forget them. And besides that, they voted for me in record numbers, so I have no choice. 1 year ago this month, 31-year-old New York police officer Jonathan Diller, unbelievably wonderful person and a great officer, was gunned down at a traffic stop on Long Island. I went to his funeral. The vicious criminal charged with his murder had 21 prior arrests, and they were rough arrests, too. He was a real bad one. The thug in the seat next to him had 14 prior arrests, and went by the name of Killer. He was Killer. He killed other people, they say, a lot of them. I attended Officer Diller's service, and when I met his wife and one-year-old son, Ryan, it was very inspirational, actually. His widow's name is Stephanie, and she is here tonight. Stephanie, thank you very much, Stephanie. Thank you very much. Stephanie, we're going to make sure that Ryan knows his dad was a true hero, New York's finest, and we're going to get these cold-blooded killers and repeat offenders off our streets, and we're going to do it fast. Got to stop it. They get out with 28 arrests. They push people into subway trains. They hit people over the head, back of the head with baseball bats. We got to get them out of here. I've already signed an executive order requiring a mandatory death penalty for anyone who murders a police officer. And tonight I'm asking Congress to pass that policy into permanent law.
Mandatory. Did he say death penalty?
Yeah.
Woo! Now nobody can argue that, can they? Can the Democrats have a leg to stand on that one?
I don't think so. I don't think
Bill
so.
getting tough on repeat offenders while enhancing protections for America's police officers
death sentence,
so they can do their jobs without fear of their lives being totally destroyed. They don't want to be killed. We're not going to let them be killed.
What they got to say?
Joining us in the gallery tonight is a young man who truly loves our police.
This is crazy.
His name is DJ Daniel. He is 13 years old, and he has always dreamed of becoming a police officer.
Who's he holding up? Oh, that's his father. Okay. That's what's up.
But in 2018, DJ was diagnosed with brain cancer. The doctors gave him 5 months at most to live. That was more than 6 years ago. Since that time, DJ and his dad have been on a quest to make his dream come true, and DJ has been sworn in as an honorary law enforcement officer, actually a number of times. The police love him, the police departments love him. And tonight, DJ, we're going to do you the biggest honor of them all. I am asking our new Secret Service Director, Sean Kern, to officially make you an agent of the United States Secret Service.
Oh my God, that is amazing.
That's dope.
That is amazing.
That's dope.
He would have did a better job than the Secret Service that were in Butler.
Yeah.
This is legendary right here.
Yeah.
DJ's doctors believe his cancer likely came from a chemical he was exposed to when he was younger. Since 1975, rates of child cancer have increased by more than 40%. Reversing this trend is one of the top priorities for our new presidential commission to make America healthy again, chaired by our new Secretary of Health and Human Services, Robert F. Kennedy, Jr.
Jadakiss, so raspy. Yeah, so raspy, Junior.
With the name Kennedy, you would have thought everybody over here would have been cheering.
Right?
How quickly they forget.
Quickly they forget.
Our goal is to get toxins out of our environment, poisons out of our
CNBC,
food supply, and
MSNBC,
keep
and
our
CNN
children
have a hard
healthy
time
and strong.
in the morning.
As an example,
They're
not long
pros
ago,
at spinning.
and you can't even believe these numbers, 1 in 10,000 children had autism, 1 in 10,000, and now it's 1 in 36.
Wow.
There's something wrong, 1 in 36, think of that.
What?
So we're going to find out what it is, and there's nobody better than Bobby and all of the people that are working with you. You have the best to
That's crazy, bro.
figure out
1
what
in
is going on.
36?
Okay, Bobby, good luck. It's a very important job. Thank you.
Yeah, my nephew is autistic.
Your nephew?
My nephew's autistic. Yeah.
What do you think it's from? The food or
Vaccines.
you really think it's a vax?
Administration is also working to protect our children from toxic ideologies in our schools. A few years ago, January, Littlejohn and her husband discovered that their daughter's school had secretly socially transitioned their 13-year-old.
No way, bro.
Teachers and administrators conspired to deceive January and her husband while encouraging her daughter to use a new name and pronouns. They, them pronoun, actually. All without telling January,
I'm
who is
crashing
here
out,
tonight and
man.
is now a courageous
I'm
advocate
crashing out, bro.
against this form
No way.
of child abuse. January, thank you. Thank you.
That's wild.
Thank you very much.
This Tony C. This is why they were doing mice transgender. This is why. Because they're probably doing this to our kids now.
Yep.
Thank you. Stories like this are why, shortly after taking office, I signed an executive order banning public schools from indoctrinating our children with transgender ideology.
Crazy, bro. Why is that even a thing?
I also signed an order to cut off all taxpayer funding to any institution that engages in the sexual mutilation of our youth. And now I want Congress to pass a bill permanently banning and criminalizing sex changes on children and forever ending the lie that any child is trapped in the wrong body. This is a big lie. And our message to every child in America is that you are perfect exactly the way God made you.
She must be from California. Because I don't know any
Because
other
we're
state
getting
that does
wokeness
that.
out of our schools
wouldn't be
and
allowed.
out of our military, and it's already out, and it's out of our society. We don't want it. Wokeness is trouble. Wokeness is bad. It's gone. It's gone. And we feel so much better for it, don't we? Don't we feel better? Our service members won't be activists and ideologues. They will be fighters and warriors. They will fight for our country. And Pete, congratulations. Secretary of Defense, congratulations. And he's not big into the woke movement, I can tell you. I know him well. I am pleased to report that in January, the U.S. Army had its single best recruiting month in 15 years, and that all armed services are having among The best recruiting results ever in the history of our services. What a difference.
Whole row of NPCs right there, ladies and gentlemen. Round of applause.
It was just a few months ago
There's like,
where the results were exactly the opposite. We couldn't recruit anywhere. We couldn't recruit.
yeah, I heard recruitment
Now we're
up big
having
time.
the best results just about that we've ever had. What a tremendous turnaround. It's really a beautiful thing to see. People love our country again. It's very simple. They love our country, and they love being in our military again. So it's a great thing, and thank you very much. Great job. Thank you. We're joined tonight by a
Bernie
young man,
Sanders.
Jason Hartley, who knows the weight of that call of duty. Jason's father, grandfather, and great-grandfather all wore the uniform. Jason tragically lost his dad, who was also a Los Angeles County Sheriff's deputy when he was just a boy, and now he wants to carry on the family legacy of service. Jason is a senior in high school, a six-letter varsity athlete, a really good athlete, they say, a brilliant student with a 4.46, that's good, GPA. And his greatest dream is to attend the
You're right,
U.S.
Super Mario.
Military Academy at West
That's
Point.
exactly why. And Supreme, the SCOTUS too. They don't clap or anything as well.
And Jason, that's a very big deal getting in. That's a hard one to get into. But I'm pleased to inform you that your application has been accepted. You will soon be joining the Corps of Cadets.
That's amazing. That's great.
He's checking all the boxes tonight.
Checking all the boxes, bro. MSNBC gonna have a hard time in the morning, boy.
Yeah, what you gonna say?
They gonna figure something out. He clapping my man that's a Secret Service agent. Now they all having a ball. God, this is crazy.
Thank you.
I believe the
Jason, you're going to be
Democrat
on the
Party is
long
now
gray
dead.
line, Jason. As
They
Commander-in-Chief,
got-
my
they
focus
can get
is
it
on
together.
building the most
They can get it
powerful
together.
military of the future. As a first step, I'm asking Congress to fund a state-of-the-art Golden Dome missile defense shield to protect our homeland.
Why
or
isn't that
made in
already
the
implemented?
USA.
Why don't we already have that, man? That's
know.
diabolical in itself.
Right?
And Ronald Reagan wanted to do it long ago, but the technology just wasn't there, not even close. But now we have the technology. It's incredible, actually. And other places they have it. Israel has it. Other places have it. And the United States should have it too.
China. You know
Right,
it.
Tim, right?
You
They
don't
should
wanna
have
say
it too.
China.
So I want to thank you. But it's a very, very important. This is a very dangerous world. We should have it. We want to be protected.
go,
and
Alex
we're going
O.
to protect our citizens like never before. To boost our defense industrial base, we are also going to resurrect the American shipbuilding industry, including commercial shipbuilding and military shipbuilding. And for that purpose, I am announcing tonight that we will create a new Office of Shipbuilding in the White House and offer special tax incentives to bring this industry home to America where it belongs. We used to make so many ships. We don't make them anymore very much, but we're going to make them very fast, very soon. It will have a huge impact. To further enhance our national security, my administration will be reclaiming the Panama Canal.
Oh.
And we've already started doing it.
Major key.
Just today, a large American company announced they are buying both ports around the Panama Canal. And
BlackRock.
lots of other things having to do with the Panama Canal and a couple of other canals.
Probably.
The Panama Canal was built by Americans for Americans, not for others, but others could use it. But it was built at tremendous cost of American blood and treasure. 38,000 workers died building the Panama Canal. They died of malaria. They died of snake bites and mosquitoes. Not a nice place to work. They paid them very highly to go there, knowing there was a 25% chance that they would die. The most expensive project also that was ever built in our country's history, if you bring it up to modern day costs. It was given away by the Carter administration for $1, but that agreement has been violated very severely. We didn't give it to China. We gave it to Panama, and we're taking it back. And we have Marco Rubio in charge. Good luck, Marco. Now, we know who to blame if anything goes wrong. Now, Marco's been amazing, and he's going to do a great job. Think of it. He got 100 votes.
You see the memes they had of Marco Rubio on the couch when Zelensky was
this gentleman, and
he was
feel very certain. So let's assume he got 100 votes. And I'm either very, very happy about that or I'm very concerned about it.
Right.
But he's already proven. I mean, he's a great gentleman. He's respected by everybody, and we appreciate you voting for Marco. He's going to do a fantastic job. Thank you. Thank you. He's doing a great job. Great job. And I also have a message tonight for the incredible people of Greenland.
Oh, uh-oh.
We strongly support your right to determine your own future. And if you choose, we welcome you into the United States of America. We need Greenland for national security and even international security, and we're working with everybody involved to try and get it. But we need it really for international world security. And I think we're going to get it. One way or the other, we're going to get it. We will keep you safe. We will make you rich, and together we will take Greenland to heights like you have never thought possible before. It's a very small population, but very, very large piece of land and very, very important for military security. America is once again standing strong against the forces of radical Islamic terrorism. 3.5 years ago, ISIS terrorists killed 13 American service members and countless others in the Abbey Gate bombing during the disastrous and incompetent withdrawal from Afghanistan. Not that they were withdrawing, it was the way they withdrew. Perhaps the most embarrassing moment in the history of our country. Tonight, I am pleased to announce that we have just apprehended the top terrorist responsible for that atrocity, and he is right now on his way here to face the swift sword of American justice.
Hey, like Big Homie said, they on that phone looking for that teleport app.
Yeah.
They're looking for that, Democrats looking for the teleport app, y'all.
Momentous day for those 13 families who I actually got to know very well, most of them, whose children were murdered, and the many people that were so badly, over 42 people, so badly injured on that fateful day in Afghanistan. What a horrible day. Such incompetence was shown that when Putin saw what happened, I guess he said, wow, maybe this is my chance. That's how bad it was. Should have never happened. Grossly incompetent people. I spoke to many of the parents and loved ones, and they're all in our hearts tonight. Just spoke to them on the phone. We had a big call. Every one of them called, and everybody was on the line, and they did nothing but cry with happiness. They were very happy, as happy as you can be under those circumstances. Their child, brother, sister, son, daughter was killed for no reason whatsoever. In the Middle East, we're bringing back our hostages from Gaza. In my first term, we achieved one of the most groundbreaking peace agreements in generations, the Abraham Accords. And now we're going to build on that foundation to create a more peaceful and prosperous future for the entire region. A lot of things are happening in the Middle East. People have been talking about that so much lately with everything going on with Ukraine and Russia. But a lot of things are happening in the Middle East. It's a rough neighborhood, actually. I'm also working tirelessly to end the savage conflict in Ukraine. Millions of Ukrainians and Russians have been needlessly killed or wounded in this horrific and brutal conflict with no end in sight. The United States has sent hundreds of billions of dollars to support Ukraine's defense with no security, with no anything.
You got something up your sleeve tonight, Trump? Let me hear what you got, Trump. Did you sign the deal?
Do you want to keep it going for another 5 years? Yeah, you would say Pocahontas says yes.
Oh my God, bro.
2,000 people are being killed every single week. More than that. They're Russian young people. They're Ukrainian young people. They're not Americans. But I want it to stop. Meanwhile, Europe has sadly spent more money buying Russian oil and gas than they have spent on defending Ukraine, by far. Think of that. They've spent more buying Russian oil and gas than they have defending. And we've spent perhaps $350 billion, like taking candy from a baby. That's what happened. And they've spent $100 billion. What a difference that is. And we have an ocean separating us, and they don't. But we're getting along very well with them, and lots of good things are happening. Biden has authorized more money in this fight than Europe has spent by billions and billions of dollars. It's hard to believe that they wouldn't have stopped it and said at some point, come on, let's equalize. You got to be equal to us.
No
that didn't
filter.
happen. Earlier today, I received an important letter from President Zelensky of Ukraine. The letter reads, Ukraine is ready to come to the negotiating table as soon as possible to bring lasting peace closer. Nobody wants peace more than the Ukrainians, he said. My team and I stand ready to work under President Trump's strong leadership to get a peace that lasts. We do really value how much America has done to help Ukraine maintain its sovereignty and independence. Regarding the agreement on minerals and security, Ukraine is ready to sign it at any time that is convenient for you. I appreciate that he sent this letter, just got it a little while ago. Simultaneously, we've had serious discussions with Russia and have received strong signals that they are ready for peace. Wouldn't that be beautiful? Wouldn't that be beautiful? Wouldn't that be beautiful? It's time to stop this madness. It's time to halt the killing. It's time to end this senseless war. If you want to end wars, you have to talk to both sides.
You do.
Nearly 4 years ago, amid rising tensions, a history teacher named Mark Fogel was detained in Russia and sentenced to 14 years in a penal colony. Rough stuff. The previous administration barely lifted a finger to help him. They knew he was innocent, but they had no idea where to begin. But last summer, I promised his 95-year-old mother, Malphine, that we would bring her boy safely back home. after 22 days in office, I did just that, and they are here tonight.
Man, Big Trump. He's done so much in the last 45
So
days.
freaking much.
How do you
bro.
do this
like,
much?
How like is he an alien too? Because I know Elon is. Elon's an alien. I think Trump might be like. When does he sleep,
I don't know. He got a double or something. He got a body double.
bro? Like, yeah, she looks good for 95. She looks amazing. She's one of those people on that list, on that Social Security list, y'all. She's gonna live 180
To
years
Mark
old.
and his great mom, we are delighted to have you safe and sound and with us. As fate would have it, Mark Fogel was born in a small rural town in Butler, Pennsylvania. Have you heard of it? Where his mother has lived for the past 78 years.
Wait a minute.
Whoa.
I just happened to go there last July 13th for a rally.
Now, man, you go deep into the conspiracy.
Here we go.
Bro, what is going on, bro?
Met his beautiful mom right before I walked onto that stage.
Oh, my God.
And I told her I would not forget what she said about her son. And I never did I? Never forgot. Less than 10 minutes later, at that same rally, gunfire rang out, and a sick and deranged assassin unloaded 8 bullets from his sniper's perch into a crowd of many thousands of people. My life was saved by a fraction of an inch, but some were not so lucky. Corey Comparator was a firefighter, a veteran, a Christian, a husband, a devoted father, and above all, a protector. When the sound of gunshots pierced the air, it was a horrible sound. Corey knew instantly what it was and what to do. He threw himself on top of his wife and daughters and shielded them from the bullets with his own body. Corey was hit really hard. You know the story from there. He sacrificed his life to save theirs. 2 others, very fine people, were also seriously hit. But thankfully, with the help of 2 great country doctors, we thought they were gone and they were saved. So those doctors had great talent. We're joined by Corey's wife, Helen, who was his high school sweetheart, and their 2 beloved daughters, Allison and Kaylee. Thank you.
I guess we just supposed to forget about Butler assassination attempt.
Right? Come on.
Hopefully we'll talk about it, but yeah, this is crazy.
To Helen, Allison, and Kaylee, Corey is looking down on his 3 beautiful ladies right now, and he is cheering you on. He loves you. He is cheering you on. Corey was taken from us much too soon, but his destiny. Thank you very much. From the patriots of Lexington and Concord to the heroes of Gettysburg and Normandy, from the warriors who crossed the Delaware to the trailblazers who climbed the Rockies, and from the legends who soared at Kitty Hawk to the astronauts who touched the moon, Americans have always been the people who defied all odds, transcended all dangers, made the most extraordinary sacrifices, and did whatever it took to defend our children, our country, and our freedom. And as we have seen in this chamber tonight, that same strength, faith, love, and spirit is still alive and thriving in the hearts of the American people. Despite the best efforts of those who would try to censor us, silence us, break us, destroy us, Americans are today a proud, free, sovereign, and independent nation that will always be free, and we will fight for it till death. We will never let anything happen to our beloved country, because we are a country of doers, dreamers, fighters, and survivors. Our ancestors crossed a vast ocean, strode into the unknown wilderness, and carved their fortunes from the rock and soil of a perilous and very dangerous frontier. They chased our destiny across a boundless continent. They built the railroads, laid the highways, and graced the world with American marvels like the Empire State Building, the mighty Hoover Dam, and the towering Golden Gate Bridge. They lit the world with electricity, broke free of the force of gravity, fired up the engines of American industry, vanquished the communists, fascists, and Marxists all over the world, and gave us countless modern wonders sculptured out of iron, glass, and steel. We stand on the shoulders of these pioneers who won and built the modern age, these workers who poured their sweat into the skylines of our cities, these warriors who shed their blood on fields of battle and gave everything they had for our rights and for our freedom. Now it is our time to take up the righteous cause of American liberty, and it is our turn to take America's destiny into our own hands and begin the most thrilling days in the history of our country. This will be our greatest era. With God's help, over the next 4 years, we are going to lead this nation even higher, and we are going to forge the freest, most advanced, most dynamic, and most dominant civilization ever to exist on the face of this earth. We are going to create the highest quality of life, build the safest and wealthiest and healthiest and most vital communities anywhere in the world. We are going to conquer the vast frontiers of science, and we're going to lead humanity into space and plant the American flag on the planet Mars and even far beyond.
We're going to Mars, y'all.
And through it all, we are going to rediscover the unstoppable power of the American spirit. And we are going to renew unlimited promise of the American dream. Every single day, we will stand up and we will fight, fight, fight for the country our citizens believe in and for the country our people deserve. My fellow Americans, get ready for an incredible future, because the golden age of America has only just begun. It will be like nothing that has ever been seen before. Thank you, God bless you, and God bless America.
And there you have it, President Trump addressing
Big Trump, Big Trump,
Big Donnie,
Big Donnie. Hey.
That was a great
epic
speech, bro. That was epic.
That was epic.
What were
There's
your
nothing
what's
you
your,
can say.
What's your thoughts? What's like a summation of that speech right there, man?
So. Okay, first of all, you guys got to understand that this man, he's a great speaker, and he's the person that we need at this point in time in America. We went from Sleepy Joe, Joey Bag of Donuts, back into Trump, the Trump era. Now, if I okay, for one, as a business owner, during the Trump era was the greatest 4 years we've ever seen. I know it was for me, business-wise. I go by results. So there was now then he didn't have a team before. Now he has a team. He has a great team.
He's focused too. Like
he got a squad. He's focused,
Yeah.
and he's pushing innovation with crypto and blockchain. He's taking it back to the tariffs again with the tariffs. And I see some people that's on the fence that some people like it, some people don't. Let me explain. With tariffs, when this country was running off of tariffs, our dollar and our purchasing power was at its highest. Since it's been implemented, since they started the Federal Reserve and everything else, our dollar has lost over 95% of purchasing power. Why do you think that is? Because this whole thing has been a sham since its inception. We're talking about a foreign entity, the Federal Reserve, coming in, printing up billions and trillions of dollars per year, and inflation kills nations. Okay, this is how this whole thing, they've been making so much money off of this because they built the system for themselves. So tariffs is supposed to be a deterrent. It's not supposed to be a revenue occurring thing. They want other countries who's been making tons of money off of us, putting the jobs and putting the plants and putting the corporations back into America. Like you just said, with Honda making a new plant in Indiana. That's huge, right? So same thing that Volkswagen did years ago in a plant in Virginia.
Yeah.
Okay. So again, these tariffs are supposed to be deterrents, not supposed to be a revenue generating. They're supposed to make other countries come in, and you want to act right. Cool. Come put a plant, come put a corporation here, start investing into American real estate, create jobs, and you can get down with us. Why is it that China has made more money on us in the last probably 10 plus, 15 plus years than we have on them?
Probably it all started with NAFTA.
Yes. So they got ultra rich off of us, and what do we get in return? We came and buy land over there, but they own over 300,000 acres of land here. Come on, that's not a good deal. Like we got to get some common sense. That whole thing was common sense when it comes to what was happening. Like
that whole
trans agenda,
common sense. Yeah. Common
trans
sense.
agenda, everything. Like we have men and women's sports and all this crazy stuff going on. Like let's get back to common sense and let's make some money and make it safe. That's it. That's all he was saying. That's it.
Yeah. I got a couple comments highlighted, and I'm gonna give you my two cents on it. Jay Crypto Miner said, I still want to know. I touched on it when he said this, but man, this drives it home. I still want to know where the 20 million votes from 2020 go in 2024. They just disappeared. He's asking.
It's the same people that was getting the Social Security. That's who.
Yeah. Who it is. Exactly.
These people don't exist.
They are such wimps and crybabies. She's referring to the Democrats. I don't even like Trump, but they make me hate. I'm sorry. I don't even want to like Trump, but they hate him so much. I can't do anything but like the guy. And that's what's happening to a lot of people. I will say this about the Democrats. They still got a chance, bro. I think they just had a meeting yesterday or something like that over the weekend where they were trying to come up with a new message, and they still have a chance. They just got to bring the moderate Democrats back to the control of the party. Like my state, Governor Whitmer, she's a moderate Democrat. She does a pretty good job, actually. We don't have all the nonsense, the gender this and gender that, homeless, and we don't have none of that problem. So they got to bring the Whitmers back to the forefront. The Shapiro's, the Shapiro from where is he from? Pennsylvania. You know, you got to bring the moderates back into the control of the Democratic Party. That's the only way they're gonna win.
I mean, here's the thing: they got to be able to come to the table. A lot of these Democrats, what's happening now, like these, I guess I don't know if you want to call them modern or whatever. The current Democratic Party, they do not want to come to the table. Like we just said on earlier, when it comes to Republicans, they come to the table. They come like, hey, let's talk. Let's figure this out. You know, when you're ready to talk, cool. They don't want to hear anything. They don't want to support. They don't want to clap, even when he was giving, awards to people who lost their loved ones and everything else. Like, that's the party we're dealing with.
Yep.
The demon rats. All right.
That's exactly what they are.
The demon rats. Yep. And that's the thing. Like, at the end of the day, Democrat, left, right, don't care. When it's just about, okay, America first.
Policy, yeah.
It's policy. Forget left, right, whatever. What is the best scenario for us? That is it.
Slick Rick says, is it possible to short the Democratic Party? I wish, bro. Is there like some type of polymart
market? Yeah, you got a poly market. Yeah.
We could do on there. Now let's look at this, man. This sums it up, bro. Like, this is the art of the deal, and this is what people fail to realize Trump is doing. You mentioned the tariff stuff, and he's using it as a tool. This is from Clandestine. He said, observe the timeline. Friday, Zelensky throws a fit and refuses to sign a minerals deal at the White House. I personally think, bro, he set that up. I think he did that on purpose. I think he did meet with the Democrats. We find out he ended up meeting with the Democrats, and I think that they told him to butcher the whole thing. Saturday, Sunday, Zelensky runs off to London to beg for more money from Europe. They give him a minuscule amount, exactly, and tell him to go beg Trump for forgiveness. Monday, Trump says that if Zelensky does not come to the table ready for peace, then he will, quote unquote, not be around very long. A lot of people was thinking that he's like threatening him, his life, but I don't think it was that deep. Hours later, Trump cuts all weapons sales, aid, funding, stockpiles, etc., until Zelensky is committed to a ceasefire and peace deal. Today, Zelensky is ready to commit to a peace deal first thing this morning. Of course. You just witnessed the art of the deal play out in real time. There you go.
He is a businessman. He is a businessman. He has hundreds of businesses that have done very well. Okay, he's running this country like a business, like it's supposed to.
And we haven't seen that. We haven't seen that, bro. That's why it's so foreign. We're like shocked because we've never seen a country run like a business.
Yes, he's like, all right, cool. Go over there, and then I know what you're gonna do. Come back, and you're gonna, come to the table when I make this play.
Here's my thing with the Trump administration so far. I think they need to do a little bit better job optically on the layoffs, the federal layoffs. I think they need to be a little bit more empathetic.
Why is that?
Those individuals, because a lot of those people are just cogs in the wheel, bro. They don't really know what initiative or agenda they're working towards or working for. They're just getting a paycheck. They want to feed their family, keep the bill, keep the lights and everything, food on the table, right? They're not really in the details of it all. So I think he's not doing a good job being empathetic to those layoffs. So, in my opinion,
here's the thing. If you're a chef and you're running a restaurant, you're making omelets, some eggs have to be cracked to make that omelet.
For sure.
Some eggs are going to fall on the floor and everything else while you're making that omelet. So when you're running a business, if somebody is in your store, in your place of business, and you have 50 people in there that you're employing, and 45 of them are not doing their jobs, what are you doing? And it's costing you money, right? It's collateral damage. You got to get up out of here. At the end of the day, it's wasteful spending. If all these people weren't doing this, like, this is why Elon was sending emails with KPIs saying, hey, I need this, this, and this done by Friday.
For sure.
Or you're done.
I'm not saying, like, I think the layoffs are great, but I just think optically he could be not him personally, but like the cabinet could be a little bit more, to me, empathetic.
I mean, they weren't empathetic when they were letting all these illegals in, costing us $150 billion a year in taxpayers' money.
And maybe that's what needs to be improved. Maybe they just need to come out and be more descriptive about, look, y'all, we're cutting all these jobs because the last administration and the administration before that and the administration before that, it's just a piled on mess. So we gotta break everything down and get the machine running efficiently. I think they just need to explain that a little bit more, in my opinion. J Crypto Minus said, I never got sympathy when I got laid off from a job. A job is a job. Okay. Government order followers, a job is a job. That's a Super Mario. So like, y'all feel that way. Okay. Machiavelli says it's the largest for-profit business in the world. we employ too many people.
Way too many. You got to shrink the government, and those jobs, they need to go either create a job or go get a job from a small business or a medium-sized business, because that's that's the lifeblood of the economy, right? So all these people who weren't doing anything in the federal sector, and I have people who work in the government who told me personally, like, all these people who are employed, they were just getting a check, ain't doing nothing. They weren't doing a damn thing, all the way from CIA all the way down.
Damn.
Yeah, a former government official who worked at the Department of Homeland Security has told me this. He was like, them dudes is messing around, man. They're partying, they're blowing all their money, taxpayers' money, wasteful spending. That's the thing. America has a spending problem. That's the main. That's
not a revenue problem.
No, it's not a revenue problem. Spending. You can't print your way out of this situation. You're printing debt. You can't pay debt with debt. That makes no sense.
Well, that's why I have a problem with the budget resolution. Increasing the debt ceiling by $4 trillion. I just feel like that's giving. I feel like Trump should veto and block the bill when it gets to his desk. I know he's not, because he doesn't want the government to shut down. But I'm just like, at what point do we stop increasing the debt limit? Like, that has to start at some point.
It does. And that's the thing. Like, in one term or even a lifetime, you're not going to pay down that debt unless it's some type of new system being implemented. And then we go into the crypto talk. Okay. Mm-hmm. So that's a whole nother situation. I think that he has to show the fraud, and then people will get upset. And okay, then what do we do? Oh, okay. Well, now we have DeFi. Now we have cryptocurrency. It's a whole new market. It's something that we can possibly pay off this debt with. We got to create new forms of reserves, like Bitcoin reserves, how you said with XRP, like it's utility based now. Now it solves a problem. So when you're talking about, money not being backed by anything, now you have something that's backed by utility. It solves a problem. So I think that when you're creating new reserves for that, now we can start to chip away at, some type of debt. But, and that's another thing too. We got to look at the details of that ceiling. How was he doing it? A lot of people were saying that in his last term, he basically, spent more than everybody else and everything else. For one, there was COVID. There's that. Two, he was putting money back in Americans' pockets with tax cuts. So you can say he was raising the ceiling or raising the spending, but in what method, right? Because again, we have a spending problem. The government does. We don't, as American taxpayers, we don't have a spending problem. That debt is on them. So when it comes to spending more, oh, we need more money for this. We need more money for, test lab rats with transgender, whatever the fuck they were talking about. Like, that's what I'm saying. That's a spending problem. So it's not a revenue problem, like you said. So we need to implement some.
Now it's in the conscious, what he's done, whether or not he like fully is able to implement in the next 4 years, bro, what he's done is game changing, because now it's in the back of everyone's mind as far as what programs the government is wasting money on. Now you can't put that cat back in the bag. You know what I mean?
No, of course not.
Like, going forward on both sides, now they're going to have to be some accountability now, because Trump just then exposed everything. So that's a great thing, bro. I really do appreciate that, and it's going to be a game changer. Let's really quickly jump through these topics, man, before we get up out of here. Canada. Okay. We got Canada, bro. They trying to get hard on us. We're going to hit them with tariffs. Let's see what Trudeau said here.
To my fellow Canadians, I won't sugarcoat it. This is going to be tough, even though we're all going to pull together, because that's what we do.
Take him seriously, bro.
We will use every tool at our disposal so Canadian workers and businesses can weather this storm. From expanding EI benefits and making them more flexible to providing direct supports to businesses, we will be there as needed to help. But Canada, make no mistake, no matter how long this lasts, no matter what the cost, the federal government and other orders of government will be there for you. We will defend Canadian jobs. We will take measures to prevent predatory behavior that threatens Canadian companies because of the impacts of this trade war, leaving them open to takeovers. We will relentlessly fight to protect our economy. We will stand up for Canadians every single second of every single day because this country is worth fighting for.
Yeah. Castro,
Yeah.
Castro, come get your son, man.
Yeah.
Come get your son, bro.
Yeah. What's crazy and diabolical is that he's about to step down.
Yeah, he's doing all this for what?
So, for what?
Yeah, bro, just have several seats, fam. Like, come on.
So Trump comes through and ethers them with the Donald says, please explain to Governor Trudeau of Canada that when he puts on retaliatory tariffs, our reciprocal tariffs will immediately increase by the like amount.
Yeah, do you realize that you guys make more money messing with us when it comes to imports, exports than we don't need Canada,
bro?
Like
he could put 100% tariff on everything and it not affect us one bit.
Not one bit. So, and he's going dollar for dollar, apple for apple.
And he's going dollar for dollar.
So you put a tariff on us, we're gonna put a tariff on you, and you're gonna collapse your economy.
How
overnight.
long, Maverick, do you think he's going to be able to hold? I don't know when he's leaving. I don't know how the process works over there in Canada with him stepping down and them doing another whatever. But how long do you think Canada can hold on to this?
I don't know, to be honest. They make a lot of money on us, so I don't, and
I just don't see it lasting, bro. Like more than 30 days.
Yeah, y'all probably got maybe a runway of 30 to 60 days. To be honest,
bro, that is insane. Then you got they're over there taking down the whiskey bottles. I'm like, they doing all this stuff for show, bro. It's nothing meaningful.
That's in Canada?
That's in Canada.
Come on, bro. Get out of here, bro. What is this supposed to do?
What is this? What are you doing? Man, it's so much showmanship.
Yeah,
and to your point, like this is what Canada is already tariffing us with. They're taxing us on milk. So anything we buy from them, the milk is 270% tariff on. Cheese, 245%. Butter, 298%. Chicken. Look, I mean, just look at all of this. They were already doing on us.
Right. That's crazy. That's crazy.
So who's being fair to who?
Yeah. And this is where common sense just kicks in now. And it's just like, all right, enough is enough. Like, no more. No more from everybody. Everybody who's getting over it, no more. Like,
I can't wait to see you do a deep dive on and I forgot to pull it up. Let me pull it up really quickly. I can't wait for you to do a deep dive on the Butler situation because we just heard some new information during the Union speech, State of the Union. But this here, we found out either earlier today or yesterday, I can't remember, but we finding out that the Trump shooter was part of a hidden network of a private investigator claims. A bombshell revelation has rocked the investigation into the July 13th, 2024 assassination attempt of Donald Trump. A seasoned private investigator and his 6-person team say they have uncovered explosive evidence that Thomas Matthew Cooks didn't act alone. After months of digging, over 100 interviews and cutting-edge geofencing of cell phone data tied to Cooks hunts like his home, a rifle range, and the rally site. They're pointing to a chilling conclusion: a coordinated criminal network was at play. What's your take on this?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I could have done none of those interviews and none of that investigation and told you that same information for sure, because we all know that whole thing was a setup because, for one, old boy was walking around an hour before and nobody caught him, and you had a ladder set up for him just to climb up there, and we have Secret Service all around. I've been to a Trump rally, and I know how tight and secure that place is. There's no way that man should got up there with a rifle at any given time. No way. And the fact that people were saying, different accounts at that rally were saying, yeah, the shots weren't coming just from here, but they were coming from over there.
Water tower, right?
It was a water tower.
Right.
That was further out.
Exactly.
That had another shooter. So there was bullets coming like from different ways and ricocheting different ways. So I could have told you that for sure. So now that's being uncovered too, for sure.
But in the day and age that we're in, this digital media age, it's mind blowing. We're not talking about JFK era where information travels very slowly, and you can get over the people really quickly or really easily. Today you can't. Information travels instantaneously, and we have not heard any information coming out about this first assassination attempt, or really the second. We got more information about the second than we do the first.
How is it that we know more information about what happened in Vegas with the Cybertruck, that guy, and the other guy who did Bourbon Street, but we don't know anything about this kid? We never been to his house. They went into old boy's house who did Bourbon Street. They did a full-on video walkthrough.
I forgot about that.
Of his house.
Yep.
That's a crime scene.
Yeah.
Like, what? But we don't know nothing about this kid.
We know nothing about that kid. And then we come to find out this is either we're in a simulation or boy, I don't know. But now I'm hearing that the second assassination attempt, shooter was in a BlackRock video too. Just like the boy in Butler. They were both in BlackRock videos.
Yep. So the kid, they came to his school, shot a commercial. The second guy, he was also in a propaganda piece that was part of funded by BlackRock. So
what's your assessment of that? Coincidence or?
Definitely not a coincidence. I mean, I'm a coincidence specialist at this point. So I'm just saying. By the way, go to mavericapproach.com to get your coincidence specialist t-shirts. I got the t-shirts out now. So if y'all want the coincidence specialist shirts, yeah, go to mavericapproach.com. Go get yourself a t-shirt. But
let's see if I can pull that up real quick. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, go to the merch section. But yeah, I mean, nothing's coincidence. Just how they had the fires happening in South Carolina now and all that same playbook. Nothing is coincidence. So I think that there's bigger things at play.
Bro, I'm trying to find. You got so many damn links on your link. You definitely using the link tree for sure.
No, just go to mavericapproach.com. Mavericapproach.com.
Mavericapproach.com. Let's try that out, ladies and gents. Let's try that out. Mavericapproach.com. Bring that up. Okay, here we go.
And then go to merch section. Yep. So right there, coincidence specialist shirts to the left.
There you go. There you go, ladies and gents. Go copy one today. Now, again, a lot of people are new to you, but tell the people how your claim to fame. What happened? Who attacked you? Who came after you, bro?
Oh yeah.
Before we get out of here,
Kamala Harris, good old Kamala Harris came after me. Yeah. Well, she didn't. Well, first she did. Then she tried to pay me off to join her campaign as an influencer.
Boy, the money was flowing, bro. I would have. I don't know.
It was.
Could have got you. Did she tell you an amount? Were you
no? I didn't.
An amount?
I didn't go that far because I didn't want that used against me because I was gonna investigate.
Correct.
But I was like, I don't want to use that. But other influencers were saying that they were getting $25,000 for a story post, just a story. So yeah, so she came after me after I kind of blew the lid on her, whole debate with Trump.
Right?
Earring gate was me, and then from there, Forbes, New York Post, about 50 other outlets blasted me and was like, "Oh, this guy was talking about her earrings, conspiracy theorists." Then 2 weeks later, I get an email from somebody who was hired by the Harris campaign saying, "Hey, we would love to use your voice, and you're a leader in one of your communities, and we need your voice to support Kamala Harris." I'm like, this is crazy. This is 2 weeks later.
Wow,
so,
bro.
Surprise, right?
Glad you didn't get a knock at the door like the diddler, like the Diddy.
Oh
They
yeah,
did
all
the
the
influencers.
Yeah,
Man.
that's
That's
crazy.
insane, bro. That's
Yeah.
absolutely insane. Make sure you guys go follow the Maverick Approach on X. It's just Mav Approach. Go
Yeah,
follow him.
Maverick
Check
Approach
him
on
out.
X. Yeah, and then of course on Instagram, follow me on Instagram, Maverick Approach on there. And then yeah, make sure you guys hit up maverickapproach.com for the new Coincidence Specialist t-shirts. And then yeah, same thing on YouTube, Maverick Approach. I'll come right up.
Nice, bro. We appreciate you coming on today.
Yes, sir.
I'll put the links in the comments or in the description below, and I'll send you this video so you can upload it on your end if you would like as well.
For sure.
Y'all show him some love, show us some love, and we appreciate each and every one of you coming in to the rundown tonight.
Yes, sir.
Any last words, bro? Anything else?
No, that's it. I'm just looking forward to this golden era that Trump was talking about, and especially for the crypto stuff. I know we didn't touch on the crypto too much, but
we never get to touch on the crypto. We're gonna have to make sure I get you on for the
next
crypto.
one. We'll do a whole crypto
show.
This
is a crypto blood. We gotta talk crypto, ladies and gents.
Next time,
gotta talk crypto. All right, next time all
For
crypto. Yeah, that's it, ladies and gents. Oh, you know, one last thing. Observation. You know what the transgender men women thing, right? This is how you know it's wrong. You never see women, the transgender women, going to men's sports. It's always the men going to the women's sports.
Yeah,
that's how you know.
Yes,
it's all a farce.
Yeah, and you think about this. Even with the bathroom situation, it's always men wanting to go into the women's bathroom.
Correct.
You never want to see the transgender women go into the men's bathroom.
They never want to go in the men's bathroom.
Think about that. Just saying.
There you go. We're gonna leave it on that note, y'all. Hit that like button, share this stream. We out here, people. Rundown.
It's the rundown. Everything you need to know. It's the rundown. Everything you need for show. It's the rundown. And I ain't even capping on this. Crypto blood covering every topic on this. Welcome to the show. Who didn't let me go? Breaking down the facts. There's more you need to know. Crypto politics and culture always keep it real. Teaching you the truth, showing you how I feel. Stay informed with me, and I break it down with ease. Every single day, bringing expertise, current events and trends I analyze with care. Knowledge is the power that we all can share. Yeah, y'all hit that like button, share the stream, and join the team. And you already know what the fuck going on. Shout out to my nigga Crypto Blood.
Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
Okay. Ready?
Fucking thing sucks. We'll do it live.